Hey, welcome back. So today, we're going to build a kind of roadmap, a map to a better you. And you know what our guide is? It's probably sitting in your living room right now. Let's get into it.
Yep, that's right. I'm talking about your TV remote. Seriously, forget the expensive life coaches and seminars for just a minute. What if I told you that some of the best, most practical life advice is hiding right there on Disney+? I know, it sounds a little out there, but stick with me on this one. The lessons are surprisingly deep.
So what's the core idea here? Well, think about it. Movies, they give us that perfectly polished 2-hour hero's journey. It's awesome, it's inspiring, but it's a sprint, right? TV shows, though, they show us the marathon. We get to see our favorite characters stumble, learn, fail, and then get back up and try again over and over across dozens of episodes. It's messy. It's a process of trial and error. And honestly, it's a way more realistic picture of our own lives.
Okay, so let's dive into part 1 of our map, the foundation of you. This is all about those core building blocks, the lessons in growth and resilience that we all need to get started on any journey.
Oh man, a total classic. Boy Meets World. This show teaches such a crucial lesson that meeting the world isn't something you just do once. It's a lifelong thing. It's about constantly seeking out guidance, learning from mentors, like the legendary Mr. Feeney, and just accepting that you're always going to be a student of life.
And then fast forward a couple of decades and you get Girl Meets World. It takes that exact same theme and brilliantly updates it for a whole new generation. It really digs into the complexities of our modern world. Trying to find your own path, your own people, while still holding on to who you really are at your core.
So simple, so direct, and just so powerful. Kim Possible's iconic, "I can do anything." Look, that's not just a catchphrase for a teenage super spy. It's a whole mindset. It's about facing a challenge, whether it's big or small, and starting from a place of belief. The belief that a solution is out there and you can find it.
And hey, for a more grown-up example, just look at Mando. The Mandalorian is basically a masterclass in the power of having a personal code. This is the way. It's all about figuring out what your principles are, what you will and won't do, and then having the guts to stick to them, especially when it gets tough. It kind of makes you think, right? What's your way?
All right, foundation set. Now our map turns inward. Part 2 is all about mastering your inner world. We're talking empathy and some real practical skills you can use every day. So, a huge piece of this inner world is something called emotional intelligence, or EQ. Just think of it as being smart about your feelings. Not just yours, but other people's too. And the really important thing here is this isn't something you're just born with. It's a skill, and it's one you can absolutely develop. And you know where you can find maybe the best example of EQ on TV right now? From a cartoon about a family of Australian dogs. I'm not kidding. Bluey is this brilliant guide, not just for parents, but for literally everyone, on how to be more present, how to connect with people through play, and how to handle frustrations with a bit of patience and a sense of humor. Then, on the total opposite end of that emotional spectrum, you have WandaVision. The entire series is just this powerful, sometimes gut-wrenching metaphor for what it's like to process grief. It shows us that temptation to just hide away in a perfect world that we can control, but it also shows the incredibly brave and necessary journey of accepting a painful reality so that you can actually start to heal. Okay, let's switch gears and get super practical. You ever feel totally overwhelmed by a big project? Well, this Disney Junior show, of all things, has a surprisingly awesome system for that. The whole point of Special Agent Oso is to teach kids, and let's be real, us too, how to break down any huge goal into small, manageable actions.
And the method is always the same. 3 special steps. It's simple. First, you define your objective. Get really specific about what you want to do. Second, you identify the key actions you need to take to get there. And third, and this is the most important part, you just take that first step. Don't get stuck in your head, don't overthink it. Just start.
Okay, so we've built our foundation, we've done some work on our inner world. The final part of our Disney motivation map is about turning all of that growth outward. It's about how you make your mark on the world through your ambition, your work, and how you connect with other people.
And right here, we see 2 really powerful but really different ways to think about ambition. On one side, you've got a show like The Bear, which is all about this relentless, intense pursuit of professional mastery, of being the absolute best at your craft. And then on the other side, you've got Andor, which is this gritty, powerful reminder that even small, individual acts of defiance can be the spark that starts a revolution. Both are totally valid ways to make a real impact.
And if you want a masterclass in daily productivity and just pure creativity, you honestly can't do better than Phineas and Ferb. Think about it. The 104 days of summer vacation is just a big metaphor for the limited time we all have. That show is a constant, joyful kick in the pants to ask yourself, so what are we going to do today? And then to actually get out there and build it.
But you know, making your mark isn't just about what you do, it's about who you do it with. The Owl House is just a fantastic celebration of the idea of a found family. You know, the people you choose who really see you, accept you, and champion all your weirdness, not as some kind of flaw, but as your greatest strength.
And that brings us to what might be one of the most powerful lessons in this entire streaming library. At the beginning of his story, Loki is completely burdened by this glorious purpose that he thinks is his destiny. But by the end, he learns that he has the power to rewrite his own story. Your past doesn't have to define your future. You can always choose to change your glorious purpose.
So the next time you're scrolling through your watch list, don't just look for something to zone out to. Look for something to learn from. I want you to start thinking of your watch list as a kind of workout plan for your life. You can train for resilience, you can train for empathy, for ambition, for anything. The only question left is, what are you going to train for next?